Hello. After watching this video, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave comments for me. Thank you. In this video, you will learn how to use the square roots method to solve quadratic equations with real number solutions. Quadratic equations in the form ax squared plus c equals 0 can be solved using the square root property. For example, your equation should look like 3x squared minus 9 equals 0. Or you should be able to rewrite it in that form. The square root property says if x squared is equal to n, then x is equal to the positive or negative square root of n. So if x squared is equal to 9, then x is equal to the square root of 9, which would be positive or negative 3. Here are the steps. We will go through them as we go through our examples. So check to see if the equation is in the form ax squared plus c equals 0. This one clearly does not look like it, but you can rewrite it to look like that. This can be rewritten as x squared minus 169 equals 0. Your next step is to isolate x squared. So we're actually starting from step 2 with this one. Take the square root of both sides. Square root x squared equals square root 169. When you take the square root, you're asking yourself, what number or expression did I multiply to give me this? What did I multiply by itself to give me x squared? That is x. What did I multiply by itself to give me 169? That is 13. Now, do not forget that you can have a positive or negative number as your answer. You can leave it like this, or you can write x equals 13, negative 13. Okay, so step 1, it is in the form ax squared plus c equals 0. Next step is to isolate x squared. What that means is that you need to get rid of this 1. It's positive, so subtract 1. Anything you do on the left, you do on the right of the equal sign. This is gone. X squared equals 36. Take the square root of both sides. So square root x squared equals square root 36. Square root of x squared is x. Square root of 36 can either be positive or negative 6. Okay, in this one, in order to isolate x squared, we need to do a couple of things. We need to get rid of this 16 and then this 14. Let's start with 16. Subtract 16 on the left, subtract 16 on the right of the equal sign. You're left here with 14x squared. 16 minus 16 is 0. 13 minus 16 is 14. Since we're multiplying x squared by 14, to get rid of it, we divide by 14. That's gone, so x squared equals 1. Take the square root of both sides. Square root x squared equals square root 1. What do you multiply by itself to give you x squared? That would be x. What do you multiply by itself to give you 1? That could either be negative or positive 1. All right, in this next example, similar to the one we just did, we're going to start by removing negative 49. That means you add 49 here, but you must also do that on the right to keep your equation balanced. 16x squared, that is 0, equals 49. Divide by 16, divide by 16. X squared, okay? So we see that we have an improper fraction that we cannot simplify into a simpler fraction, make into a simpler fraction. So we are going to have to take the square root of 49 over 16. X equals positive or negative. 49 is a perfect square, so square root of 49 is 7. Square root of 16 is 4. So X is either positive 7 over 4 or negative 7 over 4. In fact, let me rephrase that. X has two answers, positive 7 over 4, negative 7 over 4. All right, this one looks a little different, but the steps are the same. We start by taking the square root of each side. Your x minus 5 is actually representing your x squared there. So x minus 5 squared, we're going to take the square root of that, and then the square root of 16. Taking the square root will undo squaring the expression, so you will be left with x minus 5 equals positive or negative 4. We're going to solve two equations, because now if you add 5 to both sides, what you're going to end up with is x equals 5 plus or minus 4. So first one, x equals 5 plus 4, x equals 9. X equals 5 minus 4, x equals 1. So our answer would be x equals 9 and x equals 1. Next example, we're going to start by removing negative 50. To do that, we will add 50 to each side. We'll be left with x minus 4 squared equals 50. This is gone. Square root of each side. X minus 4 equals positive or negative square root 50. Okay, so square root 50, 50 is not a perfect square, but you can simplify it further. So we're going to first write it as x equals, you're going to add 4 plus or minus square root 50. Now let's simplify square root 50, break it down. Square root 50 has a factor, which is a perfect square, one or more. The biggest one would be 25. So square root 25 times square root 2. The square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 2, that's not a perfect square, so rewrite it as square root 2. So in our answer, we're going to have x equals 4 plus or minus 5 square root 2. 5 radical 2. So we're leaving this in radical form. If you're asked to write it in decimal form, then you would find the square root of 2, multiply that by 5, and then do 4 plus or minus the answer to that. As usual, remember to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and do not forget to leave comments. Thank you so much for watching.